You walk into your kitchen after a long day, and before you've even thought about what to cook, you already feel a little tired. The sink still has last night's dishes in it. The counter is crowded with things you meant to put away. You open one cabinet looking for a spice, then another, then a third, and by the time you find it, you're not really in the mood to cook anymore. Now imagine walking into a different kind of kitchen. The countertop is mostly clear. Just a few ingredients are neatly prepared in small bowls, ready to be used. Every tool has its place, so you're never searching for anything. A kettle quietly whistles in the background. There's no sense of rushing around. It just feels calm, simple, and easy. Here's what surprised me when I first learned about this. That person with the calm, organized kitchen probably didn't spend a fortune to make it look that way. And chances are, their kitchen isn't even any bigger than yours. Here's something that really surprised me. Most Japanese homes have fairly small kitchens, but when you look at them, they still feel calm, open, and incredibly easy to cook in, even compared to much bigger kitchens. The real difference isn't the storage containers or the cleaning products, and it's not because they spend hours deep cleaning every weekend. It's something much simpler than that. It all comes down to a few small habits. They're so simple that you might not even notice them at first, but they stop the mess before it has a chance to build up. And once you notice these habits, you'll start seeing them everywhere. That's exactly what I want to show you today. I think a lot of us tell ourselves that we just don't enjoy cooking, but when you really think about it, that's usually not the problem. What we actually don't like is digging through a crowded cabinet just to find the one ingredient we need. It's the cluttered countertop you have to clear before you can even start cooking. It's the sink full of dishes waiting for you when you're done. And then there's that little container sitting in the back of the fridge that you completely forgot about. When you think about it, none of those problems are really about cooking. They're just little bits of friction, a bunch of small things that make getting a meal on the table feel harder than it needs to be. And once you see it that way, the solution doesn't feel like you need to organize your life. It becomes a few small changes that are actually easy to stick with. But before we get into the habits themselves, there's one simple way of thinking that makes everything else click. Most of us clean after things get messy. We wait for the clutter to build up and then we deal with it. But in many Japanese homes, the way people think about it is a little different. Instead of waiting for the mess to build up, they try to set up their space and their daily habits so it never gets that far in the first place. There are a couple of ideas behind this that are really interesting. One is called which is the idea that space has value too. It doesn't always have to be filled with something. Another is soji, where cleaning isn't seen as a big job you put off until the weekend. It's just a small part of everyday life. There's also mottainai, which is all about appreciating what you already have and not letting things go to waste. And then there's this quiet kind of discipline that comes from doing small things every day instead of waiting until you feel motivated. And that's really the key. This isn't about being hard on yourself or trying to be perfect. It's about making everyday life a little easier by removing the little things that cause the mess in the first place. Once you look at it that way, the habits just start to make sense. So let's start with the first one, because it's the one that changes everything before you've even turned on the stove. The one-touch rule. If you've ever watched someone cook in a really well-organized kitchen, you'll notice something. They hardly ever stop to look for things. When they reach for the cooking oil, it's right there. The knife is already where it should be. They're not opening one cabinet after another just to find a single spice jar. And that's not just by chance. Most kitchens make you stop and think over and over again. Where's the oil? Which drawer is the peeler in? Where did I put the spices? All of those little pauses add up, and they can leave you feeling tired before you've even started cooking. In many Japanese homes, the kitchen is set up around the way people actually use it, not around how much stuff they can squeeze into it. Here's something you can try. Set aside one small area for the things you use every single day. Keep your cooking oil, your favorite knife, the salt, and your spatula within easy reach. Everything you don't use as often can stay tucked away somewhere else. It might seem like such a small change, but it makes a bigger difference than you'd expect. When you don't have to stop and search for things, cooking feels easier from the very beginning. But here's the interesting part. Even when a kitchen is set up really well, it can still turn into a mess the moment you start cooking. So why does that happen? Preparing before the heat. For most of us, cooking starts before we're really ready. We're chopping vegetables while something is already sizzling on the stove. That's usually the moment everything starts to feel rushed. You're trying to keep the garlic from burning while reaching for a bowl at the same time. In many Japanese kitchens, there's a simple habit that makes a big difference. Before the stove is even turned on, everything is already washed, chopped, and ready to go. Preparing the ingredients isn't seen as something to rush through. It's just another part of cooking. And when you think about it, that makes sense. Our brains usually work better when we focus on one thing at a time instead of trying to do everything at once. So here's a simple habit you can try. Before you even turn on the stove, take 5 quiet minutes to get everything ready. Chop your vegetables, measure your ingredients, and place everything in small bowls. It might feel like you're taking extra time at first, but once you start cooking, everything flows so much more smoothly. And before you know it, dinner is on the table with a lot less stress. Now here's something that caught me by surprise. Getting everything ready beforehand definitely helps, but it doesn't solve everything. There's another source of stress in the kitchen that most of us don't even notice, and it has very little to do with the food we're making. Leaving the counter empty. Just imagine a simple wooden countertop with only the ingredients you're using today. Nothing extra, nothing in the way. Somehow, just looking at a space like that makes you feel a little calmer. Now compare that to a crowded countertop. Even if you're not paying attention to it, all that clutter is quietly pulling at your focus. Your eyes keep bouncing from one thing to the next. That's where the Japanese idea of ma really starts to make sense. Space isn't there because there's nothing to put in it. It's there because it helps the whole space feel calmer and easier to be in. So here's the habit. Try to keep most of your countertop clear and only leave out what you need for the meal you're making today. It sounds almost too simple, but it's amazing how much bigger and calmer your kitchen starts to feel without adding any extra space. But here's the thing. A clear counter doesn't magically stay clear. It only works when you get into the habit of cleaning up a little along the way instead of leaving everything until the end. Cleaning while you live, not after. Imagine a pot of rice quietly steaming on the stove. While you're waiting those few minutes, the cutting board is already washed and put away. That's the real shift. A lot of us think of cleaning as something we have to deal with after cooking is finished. But in many Japanese homes, it's simply part of the process. Little by little, things get cleaned as you go. It's actually easier this way, because a small task done immediately takes way less willpower than a big pile of tasks waiting for you later. So next time you're boiling water, wash one bowl. Next time something's in the oven, wipe the counter. By the time dinner's actually done, the kitchen's basically already finished too. And once cleaning stops piling up, something else becomes possible. You start noticing how much stuff you actually own, and how little of it you actually use. Owning less, cooking better. A lot of Japanese kitchens run on a small handful of tools, and every single one earns its place. Compare that to how most kitchens accumulate gadgets. A bread maker used twice, 3 sizes of the same spatula, tools bought for one recipe 2 years ago. Every extra object is one more thing to search through, one more decision to make. So here's a small experiment. Pick one drawer and take out anything you haven't touched in the last month. Store it somewhere else, or let it go entirely. Less equipment sounds like a downgrade, but it actually feels like freedom. But clutter isn't only hiding in your cabinets. Sometimes it's hiding somewhere colder. A refrigerator that thinks ahead. Open a fridge with clear containers and visible vegetables up front, and you know exactly what you have. Now think about your fridge for a second. There's probably a container or a bag of vegetables sitting in the back that you've completely forgotten about. By the time you find it again, it's already gone bad. Most of the time, that isn't because we're careless. It's simply because we can't see what we have. That's where the Japanese idea of mottainai comes in. A gentle reminder, to value what we already have and not let it go to waste. Here's a simple habit you can try. Store your food in clear containers whenever you can, so it's easy to see what's inside. And every time you put groceries away, move the older items to the front. It's a small change, but once you can actually see what you have, deciding what to cook for dinner becomes a whole lot easier. And this brings us to the last one, and honestly, it's the one that connects everything back to something bigger than the kitchen itself. Organizing for moderation. Now picture a simple meal served in a few small bowls. Nothing is overflowing, and everything feels balanced. There's a Japanese saying, especially well known in Okinawa, called hara hachibu. It's the habit of eating until you feel comfortably satisfied, instead of eating until you're full. What's interesting is that a messy kitchen can quietly push us in the opposite direction. When food is spread all over the kitchen or big serving dishes are left sitting on the table, it's surprisingly easy to keep helping yourself without even realizing it. One simple trick is to use slightly smaller plates and bowls. It naturally helps you serve a more balanced portion, and it doesn't feel like you're restricting yourself at all. So here's a simple habit to try. Use slightly smaller plates and bowls, and before you reach for a second serving, take a moment to see if you're actually still hungry. It might seem like a small change, but over time your kitchen starts doing more than keeping things organized. It quietly encourages healthier eating too, and this is where it all comes full circle. Remember that calm kitchen we pictured at the beginning? The clear countertop, the quiet whistle of the kettle? It turns out it was never just about having a beautiful kitchen. It was about the small habits that made the whole space feel calm in the first place. If you'd like to try this for yourself, don't feel like you have to change everything overnight. Just pick one habit. Maybe it's keeping your counter clear, or maybe it's following the one-touch rule. Try it during your next meal and simply notice how it feels. That's all you're doing, just running a small experiment. Because when you really think about it, this is what it's all about. A kitchen doesn't feel peaceful just because it has fewer things in it. It feels peaceful because fewer little obstacles are getting in your way. You're not stopping to search for things or making dozens of tiny decisions. You can simply cook your dinner, enjoy the process, and get on with the rest of your evening. In the end, it was never really about having a perfectly organized kitchen. It was about making everyday life feel a little simpler, a little calmer, and a little lighter. So, which one of these do you think you'd notice the most? The empty counter, or finally seeing what's actually in your fridge? Tell me in the comments. I'm curious which one hits closest to home. And if this changed the way you're going to look at your own kitchen tonight, it'd mean a lot if you stuck around, subscribed, and shared it with someone who could use a calmer evening too.